Okay. I mean, looking at a few problem areas for our economy, and in particular, I've been able to look at some of the figures coming out of those countries that are further down the path compared to us in dealing with the C-19 crisis. And as they're about 3 months ahead of us, that's China, Taiwan, and South Korea, we have to see how things are panned out as things have steadied somewhat in those countries. It doesn't mean it's going to happen here, but it looks very much as if that could be the case. But there are other danger signs that are combining with the C-19 crisis that need to be looked at. Restaurants dipped down, went up to about 50%. Hotels, the same, 50%. They've been level at 50% for about 3 months. They're not getting much better. They're slowly improving. But when I say slowly, it's very slow. Luxury goods, luxury clothing, anything like that, again, 50%. Consumer durables, brown, white goods, stuff like that, 50%. Manufacture is at 90%. A lot of that, of course, varies from industry. Some manufacturers completely trousered, some is completely at normal, and some is booming way beyond 2019 prices. Turnover in the various sectors. Important to remember, this is turnover in the various sectors. Food, 100%. No problems there. But now comes the corker. Airlines, 25%. Okay, those are the key figures. So remember, restaurants, hotels, luxury goods, consumer durables, 50%. The other bits of the economy, I do not know. No figures available yet. The Treasury General Account, that is from the American government, the Treasury, not the Fed, the Treasury. The Treasury General Account in 2017 was discovered by Captain Bonkers, and he saw that it was 500 billion or thereabouts. So he started using that to boost and stimulate the economy, and that succeeded. And then, having hailed himself as an economic genius, he's now built it back up again. It is now at 1.5 trillion. That is one hell of a stimulus package, and he's starting to use it, and that to no small extent is why we're seeing stock prices at absurd levels. So, if stocks escalate in price, we've already seen, you only have to go into an American shop to realize food prices have been going through the roof in the States. And when loose money is pouring into an economy, whether it's from the Treasury General Account or wheresoever, then that raises food prices, sucks in imports, which is the one thing Captain Bonker says he was trying to avoid, sucks in imports, and of course, rising food prices leads to, over a longer period, a feeling of general unrest and therefore civil unrest. And boy, have we had civil unrest over the past few weeks. So bear that all in mind. Big stimulus package probably coming down the line in America so that Captain Bonkers can get re-elected. Now let's go to the national obsession here in Brexistan, and as well to a certain extent in Retardistan, house prices. House prices have been very steady been fairly healthy. We've had very, very low interest rates. We've got buy-to-let carrying on as normal. But people my age, the 65s and olders, right? They're doing two things. One, they're losing their jobs, those that have got jobs. And two, they're dying because we're old, we die. That's the way of the world. All life comes with a death sentence, which means their houses are coming onto the market, or in the past, they've been renting out rooms using something like Airbnb. On the other end of the market, the millennials are not finding jobs right now. So the people who ought to be buying those houses are not finding jobs. They can't afford the houses. Airbnb in London had 40,000 bookings a month in 2019. It's now down to 10. Similar in New York, 20 down to 5. It's been quartered. They were going to have an IPO this year. That's completely on hold. We have to see if Airbnb even survives. Big question there. I think everybody in Britain knows our public debt, government debt, is now larger than our GDP. Government debt larger than GDP for the first time since 1963. VAT takings more or less halved. Value-added tax, the movement of goods outside of food, which is zero rated for value-added tax, outside of food, value-added tax fell through the floor. Obviously, this is going to shoot a huge hole into the budget. So that means that taxes are going to go through the roof. You have to protect yourself. If you're a business, you have to protect yourself from the coming avalanche of taxes. When will normality return? I can hear everybody sighing. And normality will return when the US election is over and the new government, or the Captain Bonkers again, have settled into their new whatever it is they're doing. Then we've got the stock market has calmed down. That could take another 2-3 years. When a vaccine is widely available, that could take at least a year, maybe 2. And I mean widely available across planet Earth. When the outcome of Brexit has been sorted out, if you're in Britain, the rest of the world doesn't care. And when the US-China dispute has all calmed down, and that could take 2 or 3 years. So wrap up warm, keep your powder dry, wait out, but don't expect your business, if you're in things like, where were we, restaurants, hotels, luxury goods, consumer durables, and certainly not in airlines. The good times are probably over for a very, very, very long time.